Oasis for Natural Healing, so I'm actually jumping on a little late tonight. But anyway, so we're going to be talking about, sorry about that. I'm having issues. Oh, hang on. I'm having issues with Instagram. Discard. Okay, let me try this again. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Okay, trying to get. All right, so I'm going to redo the introduction. So, hey everyone, this is Tracy here with the Oasis for Natural Healing. Let's try this again. Was having issues with Instagram. So, all right, we are going to be talking about parasites, poop, and many other things. All right, so parasites. I love talking about parasites because most people don't really realize that, and I think people are starting to wake up to, the fact that you have parasites. You are an animal. And pretty much everybody has parasites. If you've never done a parasite cleanse, you got parasites. So, hello, if you are from Illinois area or wherever you're at, please jump on, say hello, would love to hear you. But yes, everybody has parasites, okay? You're an animal. And actually, they've done studies, and the veterinarian medicine world. Actually, I just went for Q&T Pet, so quantum nutrition testing for pets, and it was taught by a holistic vet. And the funny thing is, in veterinarian literature, states that parasites can be passed out from your pet to you. Okay. But yet, Western medicine, you take Western medicine and traditional medicine says, oh, no, that doesn't happen. It can't be, dogs can't pass their parasites on to people, and people cannot get heartworm. Guess what? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. It's actually in veterinarian literature, but not in Western medicine. As a nurse practitioner, we weren't taught this. It was not a thing. It was not a thing. Having parasites as a person was not a thing, and it was very rare. And I say rare because it's not as rare as people think it is. Okay. It only happened in third world countries. It only happens if you have poor water regulation. And yes, it does happen if the water quality is poor. Yes, it does happen. But it actually can happen, if you swim in a lake, if you swim in an ocean, if you get bit by any biting insect, mosquitoes, ticks, spiders, biting ants, biting flies, they can all transmit parasites. If you like to garden and if you're playing in the soil, you can get parasites that way. So, what are some common symptoms of having parasites? So, actually, I see a lot of issues. One of my patients came in and they have Crohn's, and they are testing. So, they have Crohn's. They were diagnosed with Crohn's, not by me. But they came in with Crohn's. So lots of, abdominal pain, unexplained abdominal pain, uh, gas, acid reflux, bloating. This patient has skin issues, dandruff, okay, flaky skin. And this patient also has a cyst on his upper eyelid. You might say it's a sty. And upon muscle testing and through quantum nutrition testing, he's got parasites all over the place. And also, he's also got some heavy metals in his area. Now, the funny thing is that, he didn't tell me this, and he's got some pain in his shin area. And upon muscle testing, I'm like, what's going on with your legs? And he he's like, oh, this just started happening, I have, when I think he skateboarding and something else, he goes, I've been having some pain in my legs, and upon quantum nutrition testing, he's got parasites and he's got heavy metals in those areas. So parasites can actually cause joint pain and joint inflammation. It can actually cause irritation in the muscles. So if you suffer from like any gut issues, skin problems, um, chances are you got parasites. Now pay attention to the new moon or the full moon, because if you have um, worsening of symptoms within the same week of the full moon or new moon, chances are it's parasite related. Okay. So they actually become more active and they get irritated around that time, partly because there's certain chemicals or hormones that fluctuate, like melatonin. Sorry. Yeah, like melatonin levels can actually fluctuate during this time. Water levels in our body fluctuate. Serotonin levels fluctuate around the full moon, new moon, and this can actually excite and irritate the parasite. So parasitic activity becomes even um, more noticeable. So if your symptoms get worse, it's probably due to parasite activity. Anxiety and depression can actually also be from parasites too. And most people, like if you're a nurse or if you work in the hospital setting, you can actually you notice that when psychiatric patients come in, so there's an influx, or like a you see more psychiatric patients being admitted or in the ER. Or kids, they get ants in their pants. They can't sit still. They're disruptive more in school and classroom, especially around the full moon. Ask any teacher or any nurse, and they will tell you, "Oh, yep, full moon's coming." So, because they actually notice it in the behavior changes of their patients and their students. Okay. So it is not, you know, it is very well known, and people might just say, "Oh, it's a full moon phenomenon." It's actually from parasites. So who should be doing parasite cleanses? Okay. Depending on the kid, but in like toddlers can do gentle parasite cleanses. Depending on if I have been seeing mom, while she's been pregnant and things like that. Sometimes it depends. So you have to be very, very careful, and you have to know who you're seeing, and if they know what they're doing. Yes, pregnant moms can be doing a parasite cleanse, but again, their bodies have to be already prepped for it before they even get pregnant or before they are breastfeeding. And you have to be careful on which kinds you use. So you have to know somebody who's doing it, because you will generally see that you should not do a parasitic cleanse when you are pregnant. And again, each case is individual, and it depends on the situation. So, and it depends on whether you have a knowledgeable practitioner who knows what they're doing, and knows your full history, and it depends on like each individual situation. So I would never ever recommend, like a pregnant mom to just automatically go and do a parasitic cleanse without knowing what they're doing, or if their body has not already been used to doing parasite cleanses in the past. Um, so that depends. You can do it in kids. How young? Again, that's very individualized. Um, but yes, we've done, parasite cleanses on very, very young ones, um, on toddlers. I have really great success, especially with kids having temper tantrums, unexplained temper tantrums, not being able to sleep at night, getting very, very anxious. Um, gut issues, colicky kids, that can actually be from parasites. So temper tantrums, a lot of kids' temper tantrums improve after doing parasite cleanses. Um, they can be done on teenagers, adults, elderly people. Everybody pretty much has parasites. Kids can be born with parasites. If mom has never done a parasite cleanse before she got pregnant and she's got parasites, she can pass them in utero. Okay, so she can pass them off to her baby. Um, So you can get it from it's not to say to get rid of Fido or Fifi, but yes, you can get them from your pets. Playing in the soil, eating raw and undercooked meat. So teeth grinding can also be a sign of, or clenching, like when you clench your teeth. So teeth clenching at night, really, really bad nightmares, eye floaters, TMJ. So TMJ can actually be from parasites. Um, let's see, like I said, mentioned skin issues, any type of gut issues, mental health issues, joint pain, brain fog. And a lot of times, what I see is parasites and other bugs. Okay. So what do I mean by other bugs? Such as Lyme and Lyme disease and Lyme co-infections. Because when you get bit by a mosquito or by a tick or by a spider, you're not just getting parasites, you're getting other bugs too, like bad bacteria, like Bartonella, which is a Lyme co-infection. So a lot of plantar fasciitis, other joint pain, and back pain can actually be from Lyme and Lyme co-infection. Brain fog can be from Lyme and Lyme co-infection. So a lot of times people can have parasites and other co-infections, which means because whatever infected you with the parasites also probably gave you other little fun little bugs along with it. So, and these can often get misdiagnosed, so or missed. Many people can have Lyme disease and go around and not even know it. And they can have a whole slew of symptoms. So, like I said, brain fog, thyroid issues, plantar fasciitis, joint pain. There is not one single person that I have not seen that does not have joint pain and that does not have some sort of Lyme or Lyme co-infection. So Borrelia, Ehrlichia, Bartonella, Babesia, these are all co-infections. So some of them are bacterium, some of them are parasites. But these are Lyme and Lyme co-infection. So any type of joint pain, okay? Um, so you can have thyroid and endocrine issues too. So unexplained things is chances are it's Lyme disease. And you can have, the funny thing is that you can have a negative Lyme test because technically what they're doing is they're checking for antibodies. And antibodies can either run out. So just because you run out of antibodies does not mean that the bug is still not in you. You just don't have any more antibodies that you produced. So by the time you get that test, it might not show up. That doesn't mean that you don't have the disease. You just don't have the antibodies for it. Okay. Or you never produced the antibodies in the first place. So you still have the disease, but your body just never produced antibodies. So many people are going around and they have all these symptoms and they don't know what to do, and the doctors don't know what to do. Well, here, have a pain pill. Oh, here, have an anxiety pill. Here, have this. Your x-rays look good, your blood work looks fine, don't know what's wrong with you. Here, have a med. Sound familiar? So a muscle testing practitioner is who found out that I had parasites, and parasites can cause hormonal imbalances too. I was very, very anxious and I was suicidal every single month before my cycle. And that bought me 3 psych meds. I was on 3 psychiatric medications for, well, and they switched because how many times if you, I'm sure some of you guys know somebody who's been on a psychiatric med in the past, and or you're currently taking it yourself, or somebody who is currently on. And a lot of times these psychiatric meds, they have to change them around because they stop working or they're ineffective. They were working, now they're not. They have to increase the dose, they have to change the combination, blah, 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 blah. And so I started off on Depakote and Wellbutrin when I was 19 years old. And I gained 90 pounds in 1 year. 90 pounds in 1 year as soon as being put on those medications. I felt like a freaking zombie. I was sleeping all the time. I was missing things. I could literally sleep 20 hours a day, no problems, no questions asked. I have no idea how I made it through nursing school, because I was tired all the time. No idea. So, because I just wanted to sleep. And I didn't have necessarily the mood swings, but I still had, well, I didn't have mood swings throughout the whole entire month. I just had them a week before my cycle. So, and they thought I just had, anxiety and depression. And then they threw me on birth control pill, which actually made things worse. And that was just a whole mess. So I decided to take myself off of everything. Not recommending everybody do that cold turkey because that's not always the best thing, but like, in my early 20s, what do I know? So I went off cold turkey. Thank God nothing happened because you can have really bad, withdrawal symptoms from taking yourself off of things too quickly. And nothing really changed. And I wound up going on different psychiatric medications when, in my mid to late 20s. I didn't start my holistic health journey until I was like in my late 30s. And by that time, I was on my 3rd set of psychiatric meds, and I was on 3 of them. And by this time, I blew up like a balloon. I was really, I had picked up quite a bit of weight from all the psychiatric meds. And it wasn't until I started seeing a holistic practitioner that was able to determine that I had parasites that was causing hormonal imbalances and that was causing a lot of my issues, my gut issues, my joint pain. I was my psoriasis, my eczema, so my skin problems were all from parasites. Fun times. So if you are, you know having any of these issues, I highly suggest you see somebody to test you for parasites or Lyme disease, or maybe you got both. And just because you have a negative poop sample does not mean that you don't have parasites. Guess what? You don't have to have them in your intestines either. You can have them in your liver. You can have them in your brain. Yes, you can have them in your brain. You can have them in your sinuses. Okay. If you scroll through every single month, we do the biggest parasite challenge. Whoever poops out the biggest worm wins. And actually, I'm posting the one for April. So some of my patients don't want to look at their poop. Not that I don't blame them, so they don't want to send in their pictures. They're just like, I just trust that it's coming out and stuff like that. So I don't always get pictures of parasites because some patients don't want to look through that. But if you do happen to see a parasite and you send me a pic and you send me the largest pic, then we have a contest, then you get a prize at the end of the month, and then I post them on Facebook and Instagram. So, scroll through some of my pics that I've posted. I don't turn around and unless the patient gives me permission, I don't name names, but I might tell their story to let you to, this is what this person came in with. This is what this person was suffering. And here's the parasites that they pooped out and now they're feeling better. So I will tell their story, but I'll keep them anonymous, like I said, unless the patient allows me to to kind of write it, give them their name out. But yeah, so I suggest that you guys, scroll through my Facebook, my Instagram page, wherever you guys are streaming in from, take a look at that. Um, and take a look, do your own research, you know, um, and see what you come to find. If you think that you might be suffering from parasites, we have virtual and in-person appointments that we can help you with, finding out the underlying cause of why you have your symptoms. If you would like more information, give us a call. Love to hear from you. Love to answer any questions. It doesn't we don't charge for answering questions. We can't give medical advice or any type of holistic advice unless you are a patient. But if you have questions of how this works or why this works or whatnot, give us a call. We're more than willing to answer any questions that you have and would love to hear from you and see, if this might be a good fit for you, and see if we can help you out. So if you or somebody you think that they might have parasites, share this video with them. All right. Uh, Give us a call, 708-554-6730. Love to hear from you guys. Have a wonderful night. Bye.